Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Multiplex Loves Movies, that show where we talk about things like movie news today. The big thing around the internet and the world of movies are the Oscar nominations, so we're going to talk about those. But first, let's introduce the panel, starting off with my cohort in this mission as of late. Maggie, that's you. You've been on like every episode. You weren't on last week.
I wasn't on last week.
But you've been here pretty much a lot. So tell me, how are you today?
I'm okay. I'm making it through. Yep.
Okay, interesting. Cody, you're my other partner in crime on this expedition. It used to be Koho, but then he got a job or something, so I don't know.
Well, it's news to work, so
yeah.
Just so he could be here for an hour to talk about movies.
Oh,
so that's,
no,
how
I
are
didn't
you?
get called out.
He called on me, not you. Thank you. So yeah.
How are you, Cody?
I'm excited. I've seen a lot of movies so far in 2020. So, and I've seen a lot of the movies that have been nominated. So I'm excited to talk about them. I have some thoughts, but nothing too crazy.
Yep. And then also here, Paul Oyama, you like movies, I think. I'm pretty sure you know something about them.
Some would say that.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, so it's been a while. I told Tim I actually watched this show. Maybe one of the few people that watches the show. But no, I'm really excited. Yeah, the most of the movies I think this year are at least interesting to talk about in a lot of different respects. So I think that we'll get to some interesting conversation on this.
Yeah, hope so. And then as Cody alluded to, I told somebody we were doing this show. He got sad because he had to work. And then today, all of a sudden, I get a message. Hey, work was canceled. My work is never canceled, but apparently his work was canceled and he could be here. Caleb, how are you?
The lovely world of radio. I'll tell you how I got here off stream. Was able to be here tonight off stream, but
he cried to an old woman in an airport.
Exactly, I cried to an old woman in an airport. No. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. It's Oscars. I have to be here because I'm an Oscar whore.
All right, Oscar whore, self-proclaimed, sounds magical. Okay, so guys, what we are going to actually start with real quick, we're going to quickly dive into the box office from this last weekend because we do that at the start of every show. So we're just going to quick talk about that. Nothing real crazy here except for the fact that 1917 opened at number 1 with 37 million. It dethroned Rise of Skywalker and it made a pretty penny. It's a very good movie, so I am happy about that. Rise of Skywalker then goes down to number 2 with 15 million. Jumanji sticking around at number 3 with 14 million. And then Newcomer Like a Boss opened at 10 million. And then we've got Just Mercy at the number 5 spot, which expanded just like 1917 with 9 million. Other notable thing is Underwater was the other new wide release and made 7 million, came in at number 7. So Koho, I'll start with you. Anything big about the box office you want to talk about?
I love 1917 being at the number 1 spot in the box office. I also really like Just Mercy. And I like that it eked into the top 5. More people should be seeing Just Mercy. It's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed Just Mercy quite a bit. I think there were some pretty Oscar-worthy performances in there. Obviously didn't happen, but we'll get to that. Cody, was there anything in the top 5 box office or box office in general that intrigued you?
No, not really. 1917 kind of winning it, but it's a slow time, so nothing's really too shocking. Star Wars kind of piddling out at this point, so
yeah,
it is what it is. It's January, so
absolutely. Star Wars still, it's about 4 million away from hitting $1 billion right now, so still the slowest one to get up there of this new trilogy, but it's still going to happen. It'll probably happen this week. Paul, I'll go to you next. Was there anything about the box office that struck you?
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting because this is when a lot of the sort of limited stuff that comes out around Christmas expands. But Underwater is something that I'm personally interested in. I'm actually really excited to see it. I'm a big fan of Kristen Stewart, so I think seeing her in genre stuff is exciting. And I think that's the kind of January movie that it's like a little more fun than your average January fare. Some kind of fun, sort of B-level-ish genre stuff. But other than that, I think it's pretty much as predicted for the box office.
Yeah. I actually went and saw Underwater today. It was a discount day. It was a full theater, though. Place was
Wow.
packed.
At 12:30?
At 12:30 p.m. in ye old Madison, Wisconsin. The place was packed for Underwater, and I enjoyed it. I think it was exactly that, a B-level sci-fi horror thing with Kristen Stewart. TJ Miller's also in it. He's there.
Still?
That's what well, apparently this
Don't
movie
love
was
to see
filmed
that.
in like, apparently it was filmed in like 2017. And it's just coming out now. So I think this was still when he was allowed to act. But
Gotcha.
I was entertained. Maggie, what about you? Anything box office wise, if she's still there?
Sorry.
Oh, there
I
you
don't
go.
know
Okay.
what's happening.
You're good. Box office.
Okay.
You go.
I don't have anything new to add really, except for I'm not really surprised that 1917 did so well, because I think that the Golden Globes win has generated a lot of buzz for this movie. And I think that it is not surprising that, a war drama is coming out against basically nothing else, that it's gonna, and everyone's saying that it's amazing, like it's gonna sweep. And so I'm not that surprised.
All right. Okay, guys. So that's the box office breakdown. We're going to go right into the thing that we are here to talk about. That's the Oscar nominations. Happened yesterday. Me and Maggie both got up early to watch them in the
I was
AM.
up anyway, for the record.
That is true. I got up early. Did everybody else watch the show in the morning? Okay.
It was 3 a.m. here, so yeah.
Yikes. Yikes. All
Me and
right.
Paul were talking back and forth over Messenger during it.
Yikes. Oh, that's
probably still awake from the night before.
That's
Listen, Cody, I don't need these kind of attacks right now.
So what we're going to do is kind of the same thing we did when we did the Golden Globes and the PGAs last week. We're going to hit the category, and we're going to say should win, will win. Of course, if we haven't seen these movies, it's hard to tell. I've at least seen one movie in every category, so I have something to vote for and everything. But let's get started. We're going to start with kind of the lower fare as we head up to the big prizes. So right off the bat, best live action short film. The nominees were Brotherhood, Nefta Football Club, The Neighbor's Window, Saria, and A Sister. The only one here I've seen is Nefta Football Club. It's on YouTube. I enjoyed it. But Paul, I'll go to you first. Should win, will win here.
I think the will win, I feel like in this category is really hard because I feel like the short categories are so random. Like stuff that you think is favorites oftentimes doesn't win. Like they're really out of nowhere. But I think I'm going to say The Neighbor's Window will win. The only one that I've seen is Brotherhood. I guess I'll say that should win because I've seen it and it was pretty good. So,
all right. Maggie, you next.
I haven't seen any of these movies, so I can't say anything. Though I am reading this terrible article from CNN about how this year's Oscars are a joke. So just throwing that out there.
Great. Thanks for sharing that information. Cody, you next. Have you seen any of these?
No, but I have a sister, so I'll vote for a sister. And I'll say Paul said will win. I'll go with him because I have no idea.
Sounds good. And Koho, what about you?
Nefta Football Club sounds like a fun and engaging title, so I'll give it that.
It was good. I liked it.
I haven't
wait
seen
till
any
you get
of
to
them.
the documentary shorts that talk about fun titles.
Here we go.
All right. So we're going to move on. Best. Oh, and so by the way, this is on the Washington Post's website. If we vote for something, it'll tell us how many people have also voted along with that. So right now, the winner on their website is The Neighbor's Window, is looking like the big one there. So next is Best Costume Design. The nominees are The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. For me, I'm going to say should win is going to be Little Women. Will win. I'm also going to go Little Women. Koho, let's go to you next.
This is tough because I don't know how much they're going to love Hollywood. You know what? I'll say will win Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Should win Little Women.
All right. Cody, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going with Tim. I'm saying should and will. I think Little Women should take it. Their costumes are the most actual costumes. I mean, yeah, they do the rest, but Little Women makes the most sense.
All right, Maggie.
I think probably will win Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Should win, I would say Little Women or Jojo Rabbit, because I think that the costumes in Jojo Rabbit are pretty solid.
Okay.
All right, Paul, what about you?
With the caveat that I've not seen Jojo Rabbit, I'll say will and should win Little Women. Bonus should not be nominated. Wise Joker here. Downton Abbey and Dolomite is my name. Much better costume.
Robert
and
Parker,
Rocket Man, but whatever.
Robert Parker had the best thing. He goes, yes, Joker, the film where everyone wears normal ass clothes and one dude wears a bright suit, is nominated for costume design. I don't disagree. Okay. So, and right now on Washington Post website, Little Women is in the lead, 39% of votes. So, best documentary short subject, learning to skateboard in a war zone if you're a girl, Life Overtakes Me, St. Louis Superman, In the Absence, and Walk, Run, Cha-Cha. I've actually seen all of these except for St. Louis Superman. I'm going to say should win In the Absence. Will win In the Absence, just because I, like Paul said, I don't know what's going to happen. That was the one that moved me the most. I thought it was really powerful. Cody, we'll go to you next.
I'm from Missouri, so I'm going to go with St. Louis Superman twice. It should and will.
All right, Maggie.
I don't know anything, but I'm going to pick learning to skateboard in a war zone if you're a girl, because it sounds like something that I would probably like.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, Paul.
I'm gonna say will win learning how to skateboard because of the title. I think a lot of voters that won't actually watch it will just check that box because of it's just such a simple concept and it's like boom right there. I think St. Louis Superman is a really, really great short. I think it should win, but we'll see.
All right, and Koho.
Haven't seen any of these, but I'm going to say will and should learn to skateboard in a war zone if you're a girl, because that's the most badass title of the Oscars this year.
All right, and that is the one that is leading the poll right now. So perfect. We are on a roll, guys. The next one is best animated short film. The nominees are Daughter, Hair Love, Kit Bull, Memorable, and Sister. I am gonna go should win. I'm going to go Kit Bull, will win Kit Bull. I've seen 3 of these. The one I actually probably like the most is probably Hair Love, but it's a Sony Pictures animation short. I just don't see like a lot of people voting there. I think Kit Bull, it's a Disney short. I think people tend to vote for those Disney shorts. So Maggie, let's go to you next.
Well, the only one I've seen is Kit Bull, so I'm going to go should win, will win Kit Bull because it's the one that I've seen.
All right, Paul?
I've seen a lot of push recently on social media and stuff for Hair Love, and I think that will win ultimately. I do think Sister is a really great stop motion stuff, so check that out if you haven't. But yeah,
it's on YouTube. Yeah. Koho, we'll go to you next.
The last time a professional athlete was nominated for the best animated short category, they won for Kobe Bryant and Dear Basketball. So I'll take Hair Love with Matthew Cherry.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but there you go. All right, Cody.
Hair Love. Will win.
Perfect.
Should win Kit Bull. Cool.
Kit Bull is in the lead right now. So, all right, guys, now we get into some stuff that I think we can actually dive into a little bit. Best visual effects. The nominees are Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, and 1917. I'm going to say should win, despite not loving the movie, I think is The Lion King. I think will win is probably going to be 1917. I think that 1917 is just kind of the big like technical achievement right now that the people in the Academy are talking about. And so I think that it will probably sweep a lot of the technical categories. I don't think, as much as I love The Irishman, I don't think it, I mean, I get why it's nominated, but like, ooh.
My grandpa thought it was amazing.
Well, your grandpa's
making them young and old at the same time.
Your grandfather's in his mid-80s. So, Paul, I'll go to you next on this one.
So are a lot of the voters. I think should and will win it will be The Irishman. I think that's one of the main talking points about the movie. And it's even before it came out, like the de-aging was such a thing that was just known to everyone, I think. And it's more easy to see than understanding what the visual effects are in 1917, I think. And I think it's got that, again, it's just got word of mouth behind it. And I do think that it's spectacular work. I think it's like really great de-aging, and I was pretty shocked by how seamless it was.
All right, perfect. Caleb, let's go to you.
The last time I took Avengers to win visual effects, it lost to First Man, so that hurts my soul.
Rightfully
But
so.
Paul, we're not getting into this again. I'm going to take 1917 to win, but I think Endgame should win. I think just the portal sequence alone is magnificent, and it should win the visual effects. Avengers should win a visual effects award.
All right, Cody.
I won't say anything about what you brought up because I'm going to make Maggie my friend on this episode. But I will say what should win is The Irishman, and what will win is The Irishman. I think 1917 is great, but I think 1917 is great in the other technical aspects. I don't think visual effects is one that really blew my mind.
All right, Maggie.
No, I agree with you, Tim. I think that it's going to be should win Lion King, will win 1917. I think that 1917 is just going to sweep no matter what in all these technical awards. But I really features on the Lion King, they did a lot of like inventive stuff, and people can say whatever they will about the movie, but you can't pretend that like the visual effects weren't game changing. So I think that Lion King should win, but I don't think it will.
They just forgot to put emotions in there. That's okay.
Well, that had nothing to do with the visual effects.
All right, okay. Let's move on to the next one. Best film editing. The nominees are Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. I'm going to be honest, I don't know shit about editing. So I am not one to talk a lot on editing. So for me, I will go should win. Let's give it to Ford v Ferrari. I'm going to say Ford v Ferrari was excellently edited. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to give it to it. I can't in my right mind, though, vote for The Irishman, which is 3.5 hours long. Even though I love it, there were things that probably could have been edited out of it. I still love the movie, though. Let's go to Caleb next.
I think it will and should be Parasite. Parasite is so rhythmically edited, and you can watch like breakdowns on YouTube of like specifically how the editing makes the movie better. And I think the editors and like the Academy are going to recognize Parasite for that.
Okay, Cody.
Koho talking about the Oscars makes me want to ram my head in the wall, but I will go should win, will win, Parasite.
All right, Maggie. Oh, sorry. Go on.
You're good.
Okay, Maggie.
I'm going to say will win, Parasite. Should win, I don't really know because I, again, like you, I don't know anything about film editing. But I like Ford v Ferrari, so I would also pick that.
All right, Paul.
I think should win is Parasite, but this is Thelma Schoonmaker's 8th nomination. She is a big name in the editing world. She edited The Irishman. She works on Scorsese with basically everything he does, and I think for that reason, it'll be The Irishman.
All right.
Isn't she? If she wins this, she would be the most awarded editor in Oscar history, correct?
I think so. 'Cause she has 3 already.
Yeah, that would be her 4th. Okay.
Okay.
That could be a good narrative.
All right. So the next one is Best Production Design. The nominees are The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. For me, this is a toss-up between Jojo and Hollywood for me. I'm going to say should win, will win Hollywood. I think the production design there is pretty astounding. So, Cody, let's go to you next.
I'm going to go with should win, Jojo Rabbit, will win, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
All right. Maggie.
I'm going to say will win 1917.
Oh.
Should win, I don't know. I understand what you say about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Jojo Rabbit, but I think Parasite definitely has a chance as well. But I still think that 1917 would win.
All right. Robert's in the chat not talking about the Oscars at all, but that's fine. Paul, you next.
I think should and will is Parasite. I think there's been a lot of talk lately about how much of the film is designed, and I think that is something that is more in the consciousness with the voters, I think, than a lot of other movies. And I just think it's incredible production design. Like, they built the house from scratch, and even the lower income house is also built, like totally built. It's not, they didn't just shoot it in Korea. Like, that's all on set stuff, and it's incredible and crazy. And I think that that's going to get rewarded.
I didn't know that, but that actually sways me a little bit. Koho, we'll go to you next.
After hearing that, I kind of want to switch my should win to Parasite, but I'll stick with should win, will win. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think Tarantino transforming Hollywood into 60s is something that the Academy will just award because it's Hollywood.
Strong possibility.
All right, next one up. And actually on the poll there, Hollywood is in the lead. Funny enough, The Irishman is the lowest. So, all right, next one is Best Cinematography. We've got The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think this is a should win, will win. 1917. I think the cinematography here that Deakins puts on display is just next level stuff. I've got nothing else to say. I think it's just awesome. As much as I want to see The Lighthouse get rewarded for something, I think the cinematography in The Lighthouse is incredible, but this, I think it has to go here. And funny enough, where is Parasite on this list? Actually, why is Joker here, and where is Parasite for cinematography? Maggie, I'll go to you next.
I have nothing new to add because you said all of my opinions. I think should win, will win. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it. I agree that Joker got too many nominations. Let's move on.
Well, that's not what I said, but okay. Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I do have an issue with some of the Joker technical noms. This is not one of them. I actually think it's shot really, really well. I think for me, I haven't seen 1917, so it's hard for me to say if that should win or not. I guess of the ones that I've seen, I think The Lighthouse is the best. I think Jared Blaschke is pretty incredible what he does with black and white, and I did the different aspect ratio. But it's kind of a victory that he's even here. This is Deakins' award to lose. He's finally got over the hump, and I think he's one of those people that people just know instantly. And of course, that movie, a lot of it is just about how it's shot. So easy win, I think, for 1917.
Go.
Far and away, Roger Deakins for 1917. Should, will. It's Deakins. That his name alone gets everyone's heads turning on cinematography. He'll give it to him, even if it wasn't a one-shot movie.
All right, Cody.
I will say Lighthouse, the best thing of that movie, from my opinion. We've seen it. The cinematography was incredible. Should win Joker. Will win 1917. It's his award. There's nothing's going to stop him from winning his second one this year.
Okie dokie. Next up on the list, and yeah, by the way, Deakins is running away with it on this poll. So next is Best Makeup and Hairstyling. This is one of the categories they've up to 5 nominees, I believe. So this is now Bombshell, Joker, Judy, Maleficent, 1917. I think this is far and away Bombshell's award. I think the makeup is awesome in Bombshell. They did a great job. So I think we're to Paul.
Yeah, Kazuhiro is just a cut above everyone else in this category. He's like the legendary costume and hair person, or not costume, sorry, makeup and hair person ever, really. He's a Darkest Hour, and I just think he's running away with this. And I think his work is really remarkable in Bombshell. So I think it's Bombshell, will, and should.
All right, Koho.
I think the story surrounding Bombshell going into this is that they turned Charlize Theron into Megyn Kelly, and like how John Lithgow is unrecognizable, really. I think the makeup and hairstyling is going to Bombshell, should and will win.
All right, Cody. You're muted, my beautiful friend.
I haven't seen Bombshell, but I've seen a trailer. I'd give it to them for the trailer alone.
Perfect. Maggie?
Yeah, Bombshell should win, will win. I agree that it is great, and they really are. Especially John Lithgow. Like, I remember seeing the trailer for the first time being like, what? Come again. Yeah. So, yeah, it was great.
All right. Next up on the list is Best Sound Mixing. I'm going to be honest. I don't know shit about mixing, sound, editing, sound. Paul,
do you want me to just make a little differentiation so you know a little bit?
Yes,
please explain.
So editing is the creation of new sounds putting into the movie. So like a blaster from Star Wars, that's sound editing. Hence why Star Wars always gets sound editing nominations. Mixing is how you integrate different sounds into the soundscape. So like if you're doing a song with a live performance, how the crowd sounds and how loud the music is at certain points from certain angles. And it's just, that's more of balancing the sound. And then editing is creating the sound. So, yeah.
There you go. Perfect. And with that, we've got Best Sound Mixing, Ad Astra, Ford v Ferrari, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 1917, and Joker. And after hearing that explanation, I would give it to Ford v Ferrari, with all of the different stuff going on with like the races and everything. I would give it to that personally. Let's go to Koho next.
I think Ford v Ferrari should win mixing, but I think when it comes to voting on sound, everyone usually lumps one movie for two if it's in both. I think 1917 is going to get both, but I think Ford v Ferrari should win mixing.
Okay, Cody?
Well, I think Ford v Ferrari is in both, so I'm going to say they lump them both together and give it to both. So give it the tire squeals. Woo.
All right, Maggie.
I'm going to say should win Ford v Ferrari, but I think 1917 will win.
All right, and Paul?
I actually want to say I do love this sound mixing at Ad Astra. I think that it's really, really well done, and I'm glad that it got recognized. But I think should win, 40 Ferrari will win is 1917. I think 1917 is going to clean up these kinds of technical errors.
All right. Right now in the lead, it is 1917 on there. As we get into sound editing, yes, we also have Ford v Ferrari, Joker, Hollywood, 1917, and Star Wars. So swap out an Ad Astra for a Star Wars, I believe, and it's the same thing. I will, after hearing Paul's explanation, I'm actually, this is tough. I'll stick with Ford v Ferrari just on the lumping thing for should win, but I think will win 1917. Cody, are you sticking with Ford v Ferrari?
Yeah, it's probably going to be 1917. I'm with Paul. It's literally the Mad Max Fury Road. I think it's going to pull up so much of the technical aspects and maybe wins like director later. But I'm going to say that I want Ford v Ferrari to win something, and I think it could win these two easily.
All right, Maggie.
Yeah, my opinion is going to stay the same. I think Ford v Ferrari could win, but I really do think it will be 1917.
All right, and Paul?
At the risk of sounding like a broken record, why is Joker here? The sound work is just not particularly interesting in that movie. It's not about that's not about an opinion about the movie itself. I just don't know why the sound is being recognized. But I think will win 1917. Again, I haven't seen it, so it's hard to really say. But I think the sound editing is really, really good in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think it's kind of an underrated part of the movie. So I'll just say should win that, but will win 1917.
All right. Koho, it's you. I forgot about you. What do you want?
Will and should 1917 on editing.
All right, perfect. Best original song.
Ooh, controversial category.
I can't let you throw yourself away from Toy Story 4. I'm going to sing each one. No, I'm not. Mostly because I don't remember how I'm going to Love Me Again from Rocket Man goes, but that is also nominated. I'm Standing With You from Breakthrough. Into the Unknown from Frozen 2 and Stand Up from Harriet. I have not seen Breakthrough. I can't imagine the song is...
Are you going to now?
I have it ready to go.
Oh, no.
So I will probably watch it. But for me, we all know I'm a Disney shill.
We do.
Into the Unknown is not the best song from Frozen 2, so I'm not going to give it to that. I think should win is probably I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away, because it's just such a fun song and I love that movie. But I also really do want to see Rocket Man get some love. So I'm going to go should win, will win Rocket Man for I'm going to Love Me Again. So Koho, or I don't remember where the fuck. No, we were at Maggie, I think. I don't fucking remember. Yeah, Maggie, let's go with you.
All right. Well, I'm going to go should win Into the Unknown. I agree that it's not the best song from Frozen 2, but the fact that Frozen 2 is also gypped in all other categories that it should be nominated in. I will give that the should win, but I think that the song from Rocket Man will win. So, yeah, that's it.
All right. Paul.
Just the Breakthrough thing. That song is written by Diane Warren. This is her 11th Oscar nomination, so that's not really a big surprise for me.
Wow.
It's not a good song, but she does get nominated a lot. The song from Harriet is like the classic, like very generic inspirational ballad.
Like gospel song.
Should win is Glasgow, which is not even nominated, but we don't even have to get into the whole thing. Ridiculous snub. Realistically, of these nominees, I think should win I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away. And don't sleep on Randy Newman because he's always good at the Oscars. But I think Will Win is going to be I'm Gonna Love Me Again for Rocketman.
All right, Koho.
Bernie Taupin's never been nominated for an Oscar until now, and Elton and Bernie have never won an Oscar together. So I think they're going to give that duo the award for Rocketman. It's the only nomination for Rocketman tonight. So Should and Will win Rocketman. But with Toy Story 4 winning, or not winning, being nominated, that's the only award that all 4 Toy Stories have been nominated for now is Best Original Song.
All right. Well, that's because one or a couple of those movies came out before the award even existed that you're referring
Toy Story 4 again.
Cody. He's talking about Best Animated Feature that wasn't around for the first 2 Toy Stories.
Yeah.
Cody.
I will not vote for Frozen 2 because I think this is probably one of the worst songs in that movie, to be honest with you. The rest I like a lot better than this song. It is just her screaming. But I'm going to go with Rocketman that should win and will win. I won't let you throw yourself away. I can't let you throw yourself away, but Rocketman is, I want it to win something. And I think that song is really good.
Justice for Lost in the Woods. Anyway.
Yes.
True.
Facts. If you're gonna put one in there, please put the best one in there.
Or even Show Yourself is better than.
That's the better one than Into the Unknown. I agree.
I actually like Into the Unknown, to be honest.
I like it, but Show Yourself is better.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
All right. You like it when I sing it, though, right?
Well, my 2-year-old has a doll that plays the beginning of it all the time. It's about the worst thing in the world.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Okay, so right now, I'm Gonna Love Me Again is the one that's running away with it. Okay, so Best Original Score. This is a big one. Joker for Hildur. Can't say her name. I'm not even going to try. Little Women, Alexander Desplat. Marriage Story, Randy Newman. Star Wars, John Williams. 1917, Thomas Newman. Why John Williams is in here, I'm not sure. I love the movie unapologetically, but the score was nothing special to me. But I am going to give this one. I'm going to give it to Joker. Should win, will win. I think the score is honestly to me is a bigger standout of the movie than Joaquin Phoenix. To be completely honest, I love the score in Joker. I think the score is incredible, and rewatching the movie this week just proved it all the more to me. So I'm going to say should win, will win. Joker. Paul, let's go to you next.
I mean, it's crazy. John Williams, he now has an Oscar nomination for every week of the year. That's 52. Count them, 52 nominations. For me, should win is Randy Newman. I think the Marriage Story scores are incredible, especially the 2 scores for each of them. It kind of helps tell the story in a way. I agree that I think Joker will win. I think there's a lot of push behind Hildur, but don't sleep on Desplat ever at the Oscars, and that is also an incredible score. So,
absolutely. All right, Koho.
I think Joker should win, but I think 1917 is going to win because Thomas Newman's never won an Oscar for the score, and he's been nominated a ridiculous amount of times. So I think they'll give him the award with 1917 to finally give him his. But I think Joker should win.
All right, and Cody.
Send in the clowns. Joker's winning this one and should win this one. So I'm fully behind that score.
Maggie hates that part of the movie, the Send in the Clowns part. But Maggie, do you have an affiliation to the score to Joker?
I don't. I think it's going to win because she's won at a lot of the other award shows so far. I don't really have an opinion on who else should win. I agree that Marriage Story is good and that 1917 is good, so I would pick either of those things over Joker personally, but I think the Joker will win.
Hey, I mean, female composer winning would be cool. So.
Absolutely. All right, so right now, Joker's is leading the poll here. Okay, so Best International Feature Film. I think we can probably all agree on this one, but let's go anyway.
Wrap it up.
Best International
Honeyland.
Feature film.
Honeyland's really good.
Honeyland is really good.
Yeah, but it ain't Parasite, so sorry.
Les Miserables from France, Honeyland from North Macedonia, Corpus Christi from Poland, Parasite from South Korea, Pain and Glory from Spain. Again, I haven't seen Les Mis, Corpus Christi, or Pain and Glory yet. I hear Pain and Glory is absolutely fantastic. A friend gave me a copy of it today, so I am going to watch it. But it's Parasite. Like, is this even a joke? It's Parasite. It was nominated for Best Picture. It's gonna win. Koho, let's start with you.
Is Les Miserables a musical adaptation of this?
It's a modern day.
It's a drama. It's like a crime drama.
Okay,
thriller.
because if it was, I could guarantee you Sight Unseen would be the better Les Mis that was nominated at the Oscars this decade.
You're so funny.
But Parasite has this ready to go, wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
I had to throw that in. Cody.
Yes, I did.
Well, I wanted to know what Koho actually thought of Pain and Glory because he tells me Antonio Banderas ain't
I
shit
fell
in this movie.
asleep 40
But he
minutes.
hasn't seen the movie.
But he still logged it on Letterboxd.
But it's
I
still
did not
Letterboxd.
log it. Did not
He
log
did.
it. I gave it 3
Okay.
stars for the 40 minutes I saw.
That's logging it.
No, I didn't log it. It's not on my
Anyway,
Anyway, moving on.
I'm clearly not going to probably see any of these other ones. Maybe I will. I don't know. But I've been fighting to just see Parasite. Parasite could take both home at this point, but it's definitely winning this one. There's nothing going to take it away from this award.
Maggie, do you have anything to add?
I mean, I think the only possible surprise would be Pain and Glory, but I don't think that that's going to happen.
All right. And Paul?
I do have a few stray thoughts. Atlantic's a huge snub here. I think that African film is not respected in general at the Oscars, and that's really sad. And Corpus Christi is part of a new regime in Poland where they've decided to err on the side of censorship of filmmakers and artists, and I do not support that. So this is a real bummer that this was nominated, especially instead of Atlantic's. France messed up. You picked the wrong movie, France. Portrait of a Lady on Fire is remarkable and should have been the submission for France. But Parasite should win this and will win this. Parasite is incredible. There's so many. Yeah, we'll talk about Parasite later.
Without going too far on a tangent, can you explain this Poland thing?
Yeah, so I think in 2017, there was a new Minister of Culture, the Minister of Culture fired the head of the Film Institute for political reasons. And then after that, a lot of censorship went on within the Polish film industry. So from there, it's just become a much different sort of thing. And this is one of those movies that was a result of that regime. And it's just a bummer to me that it feels like that's being rewarded in a way. And it's not that simple. There's much more to it than that. But I think especially when there's a movie like Atlantic, which is celebrated and which is like by all accounts a wonderful film, it's just a bummer that Corpus Christi got the nomination instead of it. And Corpus Christi, from everything that I know, again I haven't seen it, so to be fair, is not a particularly remarkable film. So just a bummer to me.
Was Never Look Away Poland, or was that
Germany? I thought
Germany.
Yeah, I think it was Germany.
Never Look Away was excellent, so I wasn't sure. I didn't remember. Okay, so we're all in agreement. Parasite. It's obviously crushing the poll. Okay, so next is documentary feature. I've now, after today, seen 4 of these movies. Fantastic. Well, 3.5. I'm halfway through one of them. So for me, should win. Again, I'm only halfway through it, but I'm really enjoying American Factory so far. I'm really, really enjoying it. I've got about an hour left in it, so I'm looking forward to finishing that. I think Will Window is for Sama, which I also watched today, and is also a heart-wrenching piece of work. It's really good. It's free to watch on the internet, people. It's on PBS's website. It's an hour and a half. Watch it. It's really good. I think that's probably what's going to win. I will start with Cody on this one.
This is the one I get to start with. I'm so happy. For Sama, because I haven't seen any of them, so I have no opinion on any of them.
All right, Maggie.
Yeah, same. Pass. I haven't seen any of them, so
All right, Paul.
I loved Honeyland. I think Honeyland is my favorite. I think it should win. I do think that The Cave and For Sama will cancel each other out. As gross as it is, 2 movies about Syria about the same time, I think some of that overlap. We'll give it to American Factory, and I think American Factory will end up winning this.
Nice. Okay.
Also, where's Apollo 11? That was a weird.
Right.
Yeah.
That was another weird thing. Someone else brought up to me that movie kind of. Oh, shut up, Caleb.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the documentary. Why do we keep saying there's snubs for documentary feature? They do this every year. Every year they take whatever the front runner is and throw it out of the nominations. They did that last year with 3 Identical Strangers and Won't You Be My Neighbor. They did that with Life Itself. It happens every year. They throw whatever the front runner is
Life
out
Itself.
of the nominees.
I didn't know that was a documentary, man. Oscar Isaac killed it in that documentary.
What are you talking about?
A couple
Or the Roger Ebert one, right?
Documentary about Roger Ebert.
Is that not? Yeah, it's Life Itself.
It
right?
is called Life Itself.
Yeah, it is.
Thank
It
you.
is.
Thank you. I think American Factory is going to win. I've heard more about American Factory. It was always that in Apollo 11 for what people are talking about as the best. But I think Honeyland being nominated for foreign language film and this means it could have a shot. Maybe. I have no clue though. I'm not good at the documentary feature thing.
It's really good, and it was shortlisted for cinematography, I believe too. It was great technical.
But American Factory is leading right now. Both that and The Edge of Democracy are both on Netflix. If you're interested, you can check them out on Netflix right now. So the next one, we're in the bottom 9 here. Best Animated Feature Film. This is a tough one for Marguerite and myself, but that's okay. We'll move on. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, I Lost My Body, Klaus, Missing Link, and Toy Story. I'm going to say should win, will win, Toy Story. I haven't seen Klaus or I Lost My Body. I guess both are on Netflix, so I'm going to watch them. I might end up liking those more, but I can't imagine I will. I love Toy Story 4. I think it's great. I'm upset that Frozen's not here because I do also love that movie unapologetically. It has its flaws, but I love it. Maggie, we'll go to you next.
Same. Should win, will win, Toy Story. I think Toy Story's always been the front runner since it came out. So, yeah. Shout out to How to Train Your Dragon, though, for getting nominated over Frozen. So,
yeah. All right, Paul?
I think this is going to be Toy Story 4. And I think that's probably my favorite of these. Whereas Makoto Shinkai, again. I think Frozen 2 is just a little wonky. I liked it until the end, I think, and it kind of bails on some of the stuff that I liked about the beginning. Good songs, but I think the thing that took its spot was probably Klaus, to be honest, which is like pretty good. I don't feel super strongly about this crop of movies necessarily, but I do think Toy Story 4 is the best and will win.
All right, go.
I think will win, should win Toy Story 4, but I wouldn't be shocked if we have like a big upset like we did in 2014 where like a movie comes out. Like Big Hero 6 hadn't won anything before, and then it came out and won. I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if Missing Link comes out and is the first Leica one to win. Just because I think How to Train Your Dragon and Toy Story 4 might split the vote because they're both the finales to two respective franchises that people might split over, and that might give way to a Missing Link or an I Lost My Body winning. But I think Toy Story 4 should win.
All right, Cody.
Should win Toy Story 4. Will win Toy Story 4. I would like even people that like Leica films and stuff have said Missing Link is not that great of a film.
It ain't
Yeah.
it.
So it would be really bad if it was actually the one to take it home for the first win on it.
But wouldn't that be very
Especially
Oscars of them? Wouldn't that be
Very.
very
That's
Oscars
very
of
true.
them?
That's very true. But I think if I wanted anything to upset it, I would want How to Train Your Dragon. But I don't think anything's going to stop Toy Story 4. But I thought that at the Golden Globes too. So
right.
Yep. All right. Next up, Best Adapted Screenplay. We've got Taika Waititi for JoJo, Steve Zaleman for The Irishman, Greta Gerwig for Little Women, Anthony McCartan for The Two Popes, and Todd Phillips and Scott Silver for Joker. Sorry. I'm gonna give this one to Taika because I think that JoJo is brilliant, and I will leave it at that. Should win, will win, Taika. I will go to Paul next.
I think this is Greta's award to lose, frankly. This is the one that she will get not recognized for, unfortunately, I think, of all the awards in terms of this movie. I think should and will is Little Women. That is an incredible script and such a different adaptation. And also, what is Joker doing here? Anyway.
Yep, agreed. Koho.
I want Jojo Rabbit to win this so badly. Should win Jojo Rabbit. But I think Paul's right that they'll give it to Greta Gerwig because she didn't get the director nom. They'll give her the writing nom. So Little Women will win. Jojo Rabbit should win.
Cody.
well, they already gave her the nom, but they'll give her the win. I'm with Paul. Should win. Little Women. I think that script is amazing. I wasn't like insanely in love with the film. Like I liked it a lot. But I think the script is so smart and how it plays. But what I really want to win is JoJo. So I think we'll win Little Women, but I want JoJo because I think Taika Waititi's that script is one of the best things out there. It's
Do you guys think Paul Schrader should get part credit for the Joker nom since it's just a remake of Taxi Driver? Anyway, go ahead.
That's pretty good. Maggie, you.
So I really do like all of these screenplays except for Joker. I think that The Two Popes is really good and that The Irishman is really good. I think that should win Jojo Rabbit, but I think will win Little Women because of the whole not giving her a directing nom thing. But I do agree that the script is really good, and I saw the movie twice in 2 days, and I didn't fall asleep. So that is a testament to her.
Watch out for Joker though. If Joker wins this, remember Green Book last year. Nobody thought it was winning screenplay. It won screenplay, and let's remember what else it won. But
Yeah.
All right.
I would die if Joker won Best Picture.
Oh God. All right. So
I think I'd jump off a bridge.
the next category is best
the
original.
clown.
Cody's going to be our hashtag in the Lucas and Paul chat. Hashtag send to the clouds whenever it wins.
All right. Original screenplay. Noah Baumbach, Marriage Story, Bong Joon-ho, and Han Jin-won for Parasite. Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Ryan Johnson for Knives Out. Sam Mendes and Christy Wilson Cairns for 1917. I think should win Ryan Johnson, Knives Out. For me, I love that movie. We rewatched it recently, and I still love it. But again, as Maggie said last time, I love all of these screenplays, pretty much except for Hollywood. And unfortunately, I think that's the one that's going to win. We just rewatched it, and I don't love the screenplay. I think the screenplay is my major problem with the movie. Paul is very upset with me. That is fine. I will prevail. I think that, again, I love all these Marriage Story screenplays. Brilliant. Parasites is great. 1917 is probably on. I don't know. I'm going to give it to should win Knives Out. I think will win, though, is Tarantino. He's won twice before. I think he's going to win again. I think we're to Cody next, right? So, yeah.
Should win Knives Out. Will win. I hope they give it to Parasite. Personally, I hope they give it to Parasite because I think that script is very strong. I just watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood today, again for the second time, and he's nominated for a bunch of conversations that lead absolutely nowhere. So why? Why? There's no direction. Hey, Paul Oyama, you can't say anything because I sat through all your Joker hate this entire time so far. But literally, it leads nowhere.
All right, Maggie.
Yeah, so I think I would like Knives Out to win as well. I strongly think that was a great screenplay. Or Marriage Story. Those are both tied in my mind. However, I think will win probably Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If that doesn't win, I think it probably will go to Parasite. The thing with Parasite is, honestly, I think that because they're all mostly American, they're not going to take the time to actually evaluate the screenplay. Though obviously they did to get it nominated, but the screenplay people did. So I don't think that everyone else will take the time to really think about that. But I think Tarantino probably will win.
All right, Paul.
I would be pretty stoked about any of these, really. This having not seen 1917, of course. I do think that this is going to be Baumbach's. I think that this is where they reward Marriage Story, because I think that this is where they reward the craft of that movie. I think that's the strongest element. I would love for it to be Parasite. I would personally be happy with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or Parasite or Marriage Story or Knives Out. But I do think that Baumbach will squeak it out, actually. And I think that's the place that they'll reward him. And I think that it's very notable that he's not in Best Director, and I think this is where he gets his accolades.
All right, and Koho.
Yeah, I think this is Baumbach's to lose for Marriage Story in the original screenplay category. That's the thing that most people have been talking about Marriage Story is the script. I think Knives Out should win. Knives Out is my personal favorite screenplay of the year, but I think Marriage Story is going to be the one that takes this one home.
Why is
that
here, by the way?
I don't know. They barely talk in that movie.
I mean, the script's not just about dialogue, though. To be fair, I think the script's about. I haven't seen it, so I can't really say.
Yeah, but I don't believe that it should.
I don't hate it. I don't hate that it's here, but there's better movies for that spot.
Yeah.
But this is usually historically, I think, the coolest award. Like, this is where really like the best movies hang out. Usually, this is where like the best movies hang out. So I think it's an exciting place. You know?
It's accurate.
Well, there's five. There's four.
All right, so actress in a supporting role. We are talking Kathy Bates and Richard Jewell, Laura Dern in Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson and Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh in Little Women, and Margot Robbie in Bombshell. I think all 5 of these performances are fantastic. I actually really liked Richard Jewell. I thought Kathy Bates was really good in it. But I'm gonna Koho, shut the fuck up. This is why I didn't want you on this show.
I didn't do anything.
So anyway, I think I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say should win. I'm gonna say Florence Pugh should win. Will win Laura Dern. So next, let's go to. I don't remember where we were. Let's just start over with Kaleb.
I would love if Florence Pugh won for Little Women, but I think it's Laura Dern who's going to win. I was shocked that Kathy Bates got in over J-Lo, but I prefer Kathy Bates to J-Lo. So, but I don't like Richard Jewell as a movie that much, but she is good in it. I would take Florence Pugh personally with a should win, but I think it's Laura Dern's to lose right now.
All right, Cody.
Should win Florence Pugh, will win Laura Dern. I just think it's Laura Dern. She's winning everything else. I don't fully agree. Like, she plays a real good bitch, like in Marriage Story, like real like hard
Talk
ass.
about my people, Cody. Be careful.
Sorry, but she acts like she is one of the most hard ass lawyers I've ever watched on screen or any movie, and like cool. But I think Florence Pugh does a fantastic job in Little Women. Like, one of the best of the year. So, I mean, hey, but it's Laura Dern's to win, probably.
All right, Maggie.
Yeah, I think should win. I would honestly pick Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit. I think that she's great in that movie, with a close second being Florence Pugh. She did a great job in Little Women, but I think will win is going to be Laura Dern.
All right. And Paul Oyama had to leave for a moment. He may or may not be back. He said his power went out, so hopefully he'll be back shortly. But we are going to move on, unfortunately, to the next category, which is going to be actor in a supporting role. Here we have Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes, Al Pacino in The Irishman, Joe Pesci in The Irishman, and Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Paul is back.
Hey,
Paul,
sorry,
did you
power
have,
issue.
You're good. Did you have an opinion on Best Supporting Actress?
Yeah, I think much like a lot of these acting categories, it seems like this one's kind of wrapped up and over, which is a little unexciting. I personally wish it was Florence Pugh. I think she's marvelous in Little Women and everything that she's in. But I am. Laura Dern is really great, and I wouldn't be upset. Kathy Bates being here is kind of rough. I just think J-Lo was one of the best supporting, 2 or 3 best supporting performances, and it's a bummer to see.
Everyone else did too.
No, it's Pew, like P-E-W.
That's why I said Pew.
I don't know. The Oscars have a clear dislike, I think, of celebrities and like pop culture celebrities. I think that's why I think that's part of the reason Beyonce isn't here for Spirit, for Lion King. It's just a weird relationship, and I think they don't respect sort of multi-hyphenate stars, and I think that's kind of a bummer. So I wish J-Lo was here, but I do think this will be Laura Dern, and I'm not upset by that. But I personally would pick Florence Pugh.
All right. So with that, like we said, we're going to do actor in a supporting role once again. Tom Hanks, Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and Brad Pitt. I think should win, will win is Brad Pitt. I think as much as I think that movie is just okay, he's amazing in the movie. So, Cody, what about you?
So I do not like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I really do not. But the best 2 performances is Leo and Pitt. And I think Pitt is probably going to win both of them. But Anthony Hopkins in Two Popes is phenomenal. That movie is on those 2 alone. Okay, I take a deep breath, man. I fear you're needing breathing problems over there, Oyama. But I think it's clearly I also like Al Pacino and Irishman, but the two Irishmen there, I think one's going to get canceled out. So I would go with Brad Pitt.
All right, Paul.
I don't think Hopkins is that great. I think Price is the strong part of Two Popes. Acting wise, he's not bad. I think Song Kang-ho should be in here instead of Anthony Hopkins, but that is what it is. I think Sheridan Will is Brad Pitt, but I would not be upset by Joe Pesci. I think Joe Pesci gives maybe his best career performance ever in The Irishman. He is extraordinary in that movie, I think.
All right.
So, but yeah, Brad.
Yeah, I say will win Brad Pitt. He is just great in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's the only part of that movie that brings me joy. So I hope that he wins.
No Julia Butters, huh? Wow. Maggie hates little girls, confirmed.
Okay. All right. Let's move on then, right? Did we get No, Koho, did you not go?
I did not go. But I think Brad Pitt's got this one locked up. I would love to see Tom Hanks win. I think Tom Hanks is my favorite of the 5 performances. I thought we were going to see a surprise where Hopkins got beat up by Song Kang-ho, but I really do like Hopkins and the Two Popes, so I can't be upset with these 5. But yeah, Pitt's going to win. I would love Tom Hanks to win. That's my should.
Okay. All right. So next is going to be Best Actress in a Leading Role. We've got Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan in Little Women, Charlize Theron in Bombshell, Renee Zellweger in Judy. I'm gonna shock everyone, and I say will win Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story. I know that everything's been leaning to Judy. I just don't think Judy's that great. It's a good movie. She's good in it, but it's kind of been the narration the whole time, and she's been winning everything. But last year, Glenn Close was winning everything, and Glenn Close is way better in The Wife than I think Judy than Renee Zellweger is in Judy. And Olivia Colman came out and won the award, so I'm going to give it to Scarlett Johansson. I think she's got this. Paul, what about you?
Just a sort of a quick thing. I think it's a bummer that these are the kind of performances that always get awarded for women. It's this really sad twilight of their career playing these real figures. I actually think Judy is a bad movie. I don't think it's a good movie at all. And Zellweger already has an Oscar, so why is it just decided since like September that she's going to win this? I think that's so sad. I don't know. That's such a lame way to decide. Personally, I would give it to Scarlett Johansson. I think it will be Zellweger, but I don't think you should sleep on Saoirse Ronan. I think that she is very well liked by the Academy. It's like her 4th nomination, I think, already at like age 25. And I think that she has a real shot in this. But, man, where's Awkwafina? That's just another bummer. It would be nice to see any Asian actors get acknowledged this year, but what are you going to do?
Maggie, what about you? I know you were going to bring that up.
Yeah, I'm really, really sad that Awkwafina was not nominated. I absolutely love The Farewell. And I think that with the people that we have, should win definitely Scarlett Johansson. But I think, again, will win Renee Zellweger. I totally agree with everything that Paul said in terms of the types of roles that we're rewarding. But, yeah, it is what it is, so we'll see.
All right, Koho.
Everything in my gut is telling me that it's Renee Zellweger winning this, but I don't think the awards can go this predictably. So I'm going to take Scarlett Johansson to win. I would love it if Saoirse Ronan won. She's my should win. But I think Scarlett's going to win. I think the double nod indicates that the Academy is keen to give her one this year. She has 2 shots at it. I think she could totally win it for either, but I think she'll take it an actress for Marriage Story, because I think Zellweger isn't doing the song and dance that most Academy nominees do when they really, really want the award, and I think Scarlett is. So I think they'll give it to Scarlett.
All right, Cody.
Should win Awkwafina, but if I don't get that choice, thanks Oscars. I'm going Saoirse Ronan should win, will win. I'm hoping it's actually her year this year. I wanted Awkwafina to win it before the nominations came out. I get Scarlett Johansson. I think she's fantastic in it. I saw about 35 minutes of Judy and said, no thanks. I get it that she's getting all these things, but I don't care. So I really want Saoirse Ronan to take home the award because I think she is fantastic in Wonder Woman. Her and Florence Pugh both win it.
Also, Harriet is just such a tokenism nomination, it feels like.
Yeah.
That is a bad movie, too, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's one of my least favorite movies of the year.
Yeah, and it's just, that's so rough. That's such a rough way to go about nominating, people of color. That's really lame, but...
Yeah. All right. Next one, Best Actor in a Leading Role. We've got Leonardo DiCaprio for Hollywood, Adam Driver for Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes, and Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory. I'm going to say should win is Adam Driver. Will win is probably going to be Joaquin Phoenix, unfortunately for me. I think Adam Driver is the best performance this year. So next, let's go to Maggie.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think should win is definitely Adam Driver. He absolutely kills it in Marriage Story. Yeah, it's just a great movie overall, and I think the performances definitely help lead that. And Joker winning, I understand. I'm just not happy about it, but I think that that's probably what is going to happen.
All right, go.
I think it's Joaquin's to lose. Joaquin's going to win, but I really want Adam Driver to pull the upset so badly. I wish he would win for Marriage Story, especially if Scarlett wins Actress. I think if one wins, both should win. Their performances are equally great and revolve around sort of each other and the relationship between the two. I think they both should win, but I think it's going to be Joaquin that takes Actor. It's finally his time to get an Oscar. So,
all right, Cody.
Send in the clowns. It is Joaquin Phoenix's award to win. I do love Adam Driver in that performance. I think he does a fantastic job. But I think Joaquin is the best this year in my eyes. So I'm going him.
All right. Paul?
I think, frankly, this is an amazing group of 5 nominees. Like, I'm really happy with the way that this category turned out. I wouldn't really be disappointed by anybody winning. I do think that Joaquin will win it. It's kind of a bummer that this is, I think, the thing he'll win it for. When I just feel like there are other performances of his I love so much more. Driver is probably my personal favorite, but I mean, I would love for it to be Leo. I would be fine with Jonathan Pryce, and I haven't seen Pain and Glory, but by all accounts, I think Banderas is that kind of performer that deserves to be rewarded. He's never even been nominated.
I heard it's trash. So.
Yeah, and the co-host 30 minutes. But no,
the 40 minutes.
I love Adam Driver as an actor, and I think it'd be such a cool way to reward his entire body of work for the entire year. He was in 5 movies, and he was good in all of them, whether or not the movies themselves were good. But I do think this is going to be Joaquin, and I do think it's a really good performance. Like, it's not like it's a bad performance by any means, but I do think that Driver's better. But yeah, I think Joaquin will probably win, and it's cool. He's an awesome seeming dude and a great actor.
All right. Let's move on to, we've got 2 left here. We've got Best Director, Martin Scorsese, Todd Phillips, Sam Mendes, Quentin Tarantino, and Bong Joon-ho. If we're talking based off the Golden Globes, this one's tough. I should win, in my opinion, is Marty. Will win. I'm going to give it to Sam Mendes. Koho, let's go to you next.
I think Bong Joon-ho should win 100%. He's my number 1 director of the year. But I think Mendes is probably going to win, but I think there's a real shot Bong Joon-ho could still win.
All right, Cody?
Todd Phillips should win, in my eyes.
Freaking Mackie's reaction.
My favorite thing is that she'll
He
get
has no business being nominated.
That's an insane take. That's your own opinion. She gets so upset when I talk about the Lion King 2019, but she can shit on the Joker for 4 hours. I'm saying the Joker, Todd Phillips should win. Probably will win is Sam Mendes or Parasite, but I want Todd Phillips to take on the award.
All right, Paul.
I think Bong should win. I don't think I just don't think Todd Phillips is what makes Joker good. I think that it's a lot of other stuff around the movie. There are just, how is Baumbach not even in the discussion? I think is such a bizarre turn of award season for me. I think Marriage Story is incredible because of him. But I think I think that picture and director will be split because I don't think a movie will take both. And I guess that portends my pick, but I think this is Mendes, or Mendes is a word here. And I think he will win. But I do think it should be Bong.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Maggie.
Yeah, I think Bong Joon-ho should win for sure. I think Sam Mendes will win. And that is that.
Okay. And the big one of the night is Best Picture. Our 9 nominees are Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. This is tough to predict. There's a lot of factors in here. We all thought Roma was going to win last year, and as Paul alluded to earlier, look what happened. And that's coming from someone who likes Green Book. But I think should win for me. I mean, I'm going to say The Irishman because it's my favorite movie of the year. So, like, of course I'm going to say The Irishman. But I honestly, I like all of these movies. I love most of these movies. The only one I'm kind of on the fence about is Hollywood, but I think this might be the time, unfortunately, that Tarantino gets his Best Picture. I'm going to say I think it's going to go to Hollywood. Should win The Irishman, will win Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Cody, you get to go next on this one.
Weird.
Send in the clowns. I'm going.
Oh
Joker.
my god.
I think Joker deserves Best Picture this year. I think Joker is a fantastic movie. It's not made for everybody, and that's okay. I can't wait for the whole controversies to hit next. Oh my gosh, you gave it to a comic book movie of that promoted violence, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Joker is fantastic. If it's not that, I want Jojo Rabbit, the only one that I think, like, the other ones are fine, but those are the ones that stayed with me this year. So, yep.
All right.
If Once Upon a Time wins, fuck my life.
Get ready. It might happen.
It's probably going to, and it's going to be a shame, but whatever.
All right, Paul.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's take it right to the top. Shouldn't win. Will win Parasite. I feel like preferential balloting will really benefit Parasite. I don't see a lot of people putting Parasite as their least favorite or second least favorite film. I do think that's where Joker will suffer. I think if it was just first place votes, I think Joker would have a real shot to win, to be honest. But I think Parasite's got this. 1917 is kind of creeping in there as well as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I believe in Parasite. And maybe I will be burned by that, and maybe my opinion of who will win will change. But I think it's the most.
Give it to both. Do you?
What do you mean?
I think if it wins foreign language, it will not win best.
But I mean, if it's the best picture, it has to be the best foreign language, the best international film.
Yeah.
I just don't believe they will give it to both. That's the reason.
Yeah, I think it'll win Best Picture. I think that they'll sort of break that glass ceiling. No foreign language film has ever won Best Picture, and I think this is where that changes. But we'll see.
All right, Maggie.
Yeah, if I was picking like my favorite movies on this list, I would pick Jojo Rabbit or The Irishman. But like you said, really, there aren't any movies on the list that I'm rooting against necessarily. Where like every other year, there almost always is a movie that we're rooting against. I guess Joker, I'm sort of rooting against, but yeah, that's fair.
Black Panther would have been fantastic.
No, it wouldn't have.
Better than Green Book, I'll tell you that.
That's true.
I really would love it if Parasite won. Like, that movie is not one of my favorite movies of the year. It's in my top 10, I think, or top 15. But I think it really would be awesome. I feel like this, if there's going to be a foreign language movie to break the barrier, it's going to be this movie because of the, like, cultural push and, like, popular internet push behind it. So I'd like to think that it's this. But if it doesn't go to Parasite, I think it will go to either 1917 or Once Upon a Time.
All right. And Koho.
This is really tough. I only have like four, I guess, that I think are definitely out of the running. In Irishman, Ford, Little Women, and Marriage Story. I think those are definitely out of the running. I think there's a shot that Joker or even Jojo Rabbit could make a surprise win. But I think Hollywood is the favorite. My gut's telling me to say Hollywood will win. But I think the narrative of Roma was supposed to win last year, lost to Green Book, and everyone hated that for the most part. Everyone was up in arms about that the next day. Is going to help Parasite. I think Parasite has a shot, so I'm going to say Parasite should win. And I'll say Parasite will win. I'll say Parasite will do it.
I will say
All
just
right.
a quick note about this. No, only one Best Picture winner in the last 20 years has not been nominated for Best Film Editing. And if you notice the nominees,
Hollywood
1917 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood not nominated. But the one exception that I said was Birdman. Shares a lot in common with 1917, so we'll see.
Sure. Another thing that I was going to say was Joker has the most nominations, and I think historically over the last decade, according to Dan Murrell, that only 3 or 4 movies that had the most nominations at the Oscars actually went on to win Best Picture. So that could be a bad omen for Joker, but it could break the trend. I don't know.
All right. Well, guys, normally at this part of the show, that's all the Oscar nominations. So tune back in when it comes time. Right now, by the way, 1917 is winning the poll. But join us back for more Oscar talk come February 9th, I believe. We're going to do a pre-show and a post-show Multiplex special episodes of Multiplex Loves Movies talking about the Oscars. So join us back for those episodes. It might not be this exact panel, but we're going to try to get some fun stuff going down for that. But it should be a good time. Normally, this is the part of the show, though, where we talk about movies coming out next week. We're not going to do that. Doolittle and Bad Boys are coming out. You're going to go see them or you're not going to go see them. I'll probably
Bad Boys for life.
Okay, I
Oh, you're
seen
waiting
Bad
to
Boys?
say that.
No, I've literally never seen a Bad Boys movie, but that looks like fun.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's the show, guys. So we're gonna go around and do some plugs. Maggie, do you have anything you need to plug and tell the people where they can find you?
No, but you can. I don't know if you can play, but you can. Oh, except for this show, you should watch it. It might be at 8 next week, right?
Hopefully.
Which is actually 9 EST for those of you who subscribe to the EST
We'll see.
time. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm on Twitter at May24Maggie, MAE24 MAGGIE, and Letterboxd at something. But my Twitter is linked to it, so you should be able to, use that to get there.
Yikes.
Thanks.
Koho, what do you have going on in the world?
Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Kaleb Koho, KLK, Fandom is back in February, and Tim and I will have a video coming out within the next week or so explaining what's going on with the title picture and the first couple matches of next season. So,
Absolutely. And Paul, what about you? What is going on in your life, and where can the people find you?
Just my Letterboxd. Search my name, Paul Oyama. That's Oyama, and see what I'm watching.
All right, perfect. And Cody, what's going on your list sucks tomorrow?
Oh shit! What is your list sucks? Razzie Awards. Razzie Awards. It was one of the worst.
Best Razzie nominees.
Best winner of worst picture that movies that you actually liked. And I gave somebody probably not the lowest. Yeah, I think I gave him the lowest grade on that episode. So please go check it out. It's rough. But next week, the 22nd, we will go live from 2019. Tim Brzakala will be there. I don't know about Maggie because she was too rude on this show, which normally is my job, but she was that today. So we'll see. We're going to have 5 people, so it's going to be a full panel. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Koho won't be there, so yay.
Magical. That's an exciting time to be alive. Also, yeah, he's looking shocked. But yeah,
is this how I found out I got fired?
You guys can see this show every Tuesday. We're always here talking about the latest and greatest in movie news. So we will be back next week with a full discussion. Expect to see all the familiar faces. But yep, you can follow me on all the things at Tim Loves Movies and look for that Fandom video from me and Kaleb coming very soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And until next time, have a good one.